Survivors of the Holocaust, survivors of genocide, ladies and gentlemen, as patron of the Anne Frank Trust UK, it's an honour and a privilege to join you to remember the victims of Shoah and of genocide since the end of the Second World War. It's also an opportunity to renew our commitment to two simple but powerful words: never forget. This year we commemorate the 80th anniversary of the death of Anne Frank in Bergen-Belsen at the age of 15. Had she lived, she would be 95. Miraculously, her father, Otto, survived. He had been one of the 7,000 people freed on the 27th of January, 1945, when the Soviet army marched onto the gates of Auschwitz that bore the sign Arbeit macht frei. Work makes one free. Words, as I've just now said, have power. Those over the gates of Auschwitz represent one of the history's greatest and most evil lies. But Anne knew they were always there to offer truth, comfort, and hope. A year before she died, she wrote a promise in her diary: "I'll make my voice heard. I'll go out into the world and work for mankind." She was never to do so in person. However, over subsequent decades, and thanks to Otto's tireless efforts, Anne's diary has become the enduring embodiment of that promise. We can only guess what she would have made of her legacy, yet her story demonstrates that even the quietest, loneliest voice in the wilderness can change the world. That is the true power of words. Anne's life and death continue to inspire an anti-prejudice movement across the globe, including the Anne Frank Trust here in Britain. Last year, you reached 126,000 young people in this country alone, with your distinctive combination of Holocaust history, education about discrimination, and youth empowerment. I'm proud to be your patron and grateful to all of you who support the Trust in this vital work. Thank you. 5 years ago, I heard another survivor, Marian Turski, a Polish Jew, speak at a ceremony to mark the 75th anniversary of the liberation of Auschwitz. During his testimony, Marian said this: "I should not be telling you about the very worst experience, the tragedy of being separated from my nearest loved ones and sensing what awaited them after the selection. I want to talk with the generation of my daughter and the generation of my grandchildren about themselves. Don't be complacent whenever you see the past being misused for current political purposes. Don't be complacent whenever any kind of minority is discriminated against. Democracy itself lies in the fact that the right of minorities must be protected. Don't be complacent, because if you become complacent, before you know it, some kind of Auschwitz will suddenly appear from nowhere and befall you and your descendants." Today, more than ever, with the levels of anti-Semitism at their highest level for a generation, and disturbing rises in Islamophobia and other forms of racism and prejudice, we must heed this warning. The deadly seeds of the Holocaust were sown at first in small acts of exclusion, of aggression, and of discrimination towards those who had previously been neighbours and friends. Over a terrifying short period of time, those seeds took root through the complacency of which we can all be guilty, of turning away from injustice, of ignoring that which we know to be wrong, of thinking that someone else will do what's needed, and remaining silent. Let's unite in our commitment to take action, to speak up, and to ensure that the words "never forget" are a guiding light that charts the path towards a better, brighter, a more tolerant future for us all. As Anne wrote in her diary on the 7th of May 1944, what is done cannot be undone, but at least one can prevent it from happening again. Thank you.